Education will be a big part of the upcoming legislative session here in Texas. One group wants to make sure parents get involved, and joining us now is Lisa Holbrook, Texas PTA president. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're making the rounds, huh?
I am. I'm enjoying my time here in El Paso over the last couple of days.
Good, good. Well, we're glad to have you. Now, explain to me, what is the connection between the local PTA that at my son or daughter's local school here in the El Paso area to the Texas PTA?
Well, Texas PTA is actually a part of a parent organization, the National PTA,
Okay.
and we are one of 54 state congresses. And our job within Texas is to provide support and programs to the locals and council PTAs across the state of Texas. We currently have about 3,000 local PTAs in Texas.
Okay, so when I'm working at my son or daughter's school with the PTA there, I'm essentially helping you guys out with the things you've got going on, and there's a connection there?
There is. By joining a local PTA, you, of course, as a parent, get the benefit of the programs and services that are brought locally there to your student, but also, importantly, by joining the local PTA, you are also, in effect, joining Texas PTA, and you are lending your membership and your voice to the advocacy efforts that we at Texas focus on throughout always, but especially during the legislative session.
Well, I know that's what you wanted to talk about, too, in particular.
Right.
What can parents do to get more involved, and is there a specific legislation that you guys are really getting behind at this point?
We are. We have several categories that Texas PTA focuses in on. Student success and meaningful assessments at the state level as it relates to testing. Adequate and fair financing for public education, and also the health and safety and welfare of students. And so this particular session we're going to focus in that area on restricting the sale of powdered alcohol and removing that from minors being able to purchase it.
I found that interesting too. I had never even heard of this, to be quite honest with you. It's alcohol, and it's a powdered form, and students and kids can get their hands on this, and I guess you add it to water and it becomes alcohol in some way?
You can. There is currently no restriction on the sale, so anyone could walk in to a place that sells it, and the intention, of course, is for adults to buy it, but because there isn't any restriction currently, then our youth and children have access to it.
That's amazing to me. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that back you in that push to get that legislation through here in Texas. What about, we hear a lot about bullying and cyberbullying. Is there anything going on with that? Yes,
we have a very close relationship with Representative Mendez, who brought forth David's Law, which talks about the elimination of cyberbullying. It's a huge problem because of the anonymity that's associated with cyberbullying. In the past, in the days that I grew up, it was very obvious who the bullies were because it was either physical or verbal bullying. But today, people can hide behind social media and students are often very skilled in task at the online world, and so the ability to understand and uncover who those individuals are can sometimes be very difficult.
Is this about beefing up what's on the books already, or is there just an absolute lack of cyberbullying legislation right now?
It's about strengthening the laws. It's about ensuring that we hold school districts accountable to when this effort is uncovered, that it's brought to fruition.
That's really scary when you hear some of these stories about people in other states and other parts of the country, taking their lives, a child or a teen who's been cyberbullied.
There was one such student that was cyberbullied because he had leukemia.
Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. And I'm glad to hear that the Texas PTA is behind that, though, certainly an issue. One more thing before I let you go. School financing, always a big issue here in the state of Texas. How do you guys stay non-political on that issue? I mean, is the idea just to push for more funding, or you said fair and adequate? Is that how you put it?
Well, what we do is we work with legislators who are committed to making sure that that public education funding is fair and that each student has the benefit of receiving the maximum amount of dollars that the state can allocate, so that we can ensure that they have an enriching educational experience. So upon graduation, whatever that choice is, whether they decide to go on and pursue a four-year degree, whether they want to be career ready, or they choose to join the military, that they're equipped to be able to do that.
Great. And again, if you want to support the Texas PTA, get involved with your local PTA at your son or daughter's school.
Get involved in anyone. We actually have the ability to join online. So for those PTAs that have submitted their information to us, individuals can go to a website, joinpta.org, select their campus of choice, and join online. So you don't have to be a parent. We want the community to be involved in the outcome of these children because they are our future.
Joinpta.org.
Correct.
Great. Okay. Lisa Holbrook, Texas president of the Texas PTA president. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll be right back with Storm Track Weather. Stay with us.